We close the show this weekend with a Senior Rotax Top 36 final. Here is your starting order. On pole position, it's going to be Vic Stevens in the 327. He'll be joined on the front row by the 359 of Jaden Teen. Sverre Ubben and Mitch Hainert will be on row 2. Lawrence Herbos and Robbie Stolder, row 3. Julian Klausman and Joris Schoens, row 4. Boluets and Wout Kirstens round out the top 10. Felipe Falk and Jort van Wijk, row 6. Ollie Jonkers and David Outletion in row 7. Sebastian Koch and Ralph van der Pevert on row 8. Ruben Verheyen and younger brother of Ralph will be behind him on the grid. Mika van der Pavert will line up 18th, ahead of Benjamin Van Hees and Vincent van Kerkhoffen, who complete the top 20. Krik Knoren, Lars Venink, Milan Kok, Pat Gubbels, Dylan Visser, Tommy van der Stroys, Martin Herrera, Taicho Mink, Dylan Hummel, Scott Westhovens, Flynn Fitters, Miel Hendricks, Wouter Polle, Luca Prima, Bram Plomp and Devian Horst round out the 36 strong. Rust actually got a post-race penalty and starts stone dead last in the final. How far will the 3-4-5 go up the order over 13 minutes plus 2 additional laps? Well, folks, I see there's quite a few of you watching, nearly 350 of you watching on the YouTube channel at the moment. Let's see how far he gets and we go along for the roller coaster ride. So the drivers are making their way down the far part of the circuit. There's a lot of them weaving from side to side, giving each other a little bit of breathing space because it's going to be close quarter combat. It's going to be fast, it's going to be frantic, and someone is going to win this race. The starting gantry has the red lights ignited, and it's the final race of the weekend. The start for any senior final is crucial. For any race, it is crucial. Taicho Mink does not look to have taken the start, might be in the repair area, might be released once the lights go out and we are underway racing. So the drivers make their way out of the final corner. Revs rise. Are we ready? Lights are on, lights are out, we're underway, first time of asking. As Vic Stevens leads the field into turn 1, Sverre Ubben looking up the inside early doors of Jaden Teen. As, we've got 2 off exit stage left. We've got 4 carts. Mika van der Pavert, Ralph van der Pavert, I can't believe that. The 2 brothers, Wout Kirstens also in there, and there is another driver. That's Jort van Wijk. Oh my goodness me. Drama on. I did say the start was crucial. Jort van Wijk is out of the race. Has not even made it to turn 3, and the 333 is out. Jaden Teen in the meantime has taken the race lead from Vic Stevens. As we come around to complete the opening lap, which has been slightly incident-filled, let's say. So Jaden Teen's lead after the opening lap is 2.5 tenths of a second. Sverre Ubben, Mitch Hainert, Robbie Stolder has moved up. Devian Rost already on the first lap along with Bram Plomp, and Wouter Polle have at least gained 10 to 12 positions. Devian Rost 13, Bram Plomp 13, Wouter Polle 12, Flynn Fitters 11. As just seen that Sverre Ubben has been let back through by Mitch Hainert down the Jutterplan. Joris Schoens has dropped down to 18th from 8th on the grid. Krik Knoren up to 10th place, 11th place, 10 positions gained. Colombia's Martin Herrera now up 11 spots to 16th. So they've all managed to get out of the way. Miel Hendricks, I think, also got involved in an incident, but Jaden Teen and Vic Stevens have pulled away. Now it's the scrabble for the final step on the podium. And that is being led by Mitch Hainert on the TB Kart Netherlands entry. As Robbie Stolder opens the door up the inside of Sverre Ubben and does not get the side draft he needed, or didn't want to take the chance going through at turn 7. And then you've got Lawrence Herbeau. Well, you've also got, there's Robbie Stauder. Behind, you've got Lawrence Herbeau's. Then you've got the Dams Brigade starting to show their hand. Ollie Yonkers followed by Boluet, both moving up from juniors to seniors this season. So Jaden Teen and Vic Stevens, 57 thousandths apart. Literally bumper to bumper between the pair across the stripe. Crick Norden drops down to 10th place now. Devian Hoss now hits the top 20. Currently 20th position from 36 and stone dead last. So Taicho Mink, a non-starter. Oh, it's getting a bit too close for comfort going through into turn 6 now. And there's Devian Rost. He's just got through. He's just got through on Martin Herrera. Devian Rost is on the verge of getting into the top 15. And we're not even 4 minutes into this final. If that's the pace he's bringing on that CRG, he's got 9 minutes and 20 plus 2 laps. That's probably the best part of 11 minutes to really, really go for it. So there's something that Devian Horst has just unlocked on that CRG, the 345, and he's now up to 18th. Jaden Teen now trying to pull away from Vic Stevens, but Stevens is not letting him out of his sight. Out of turn 6 and onto the Europelan go the leaders. There are battles up and down the order. Vincent van Kerkhoffen now drops to 17th. Tommy van der Sooys now completes the top 20, having start after a difficult second heat, which saw the chain part company from the sprocket and putting the 354 down in 26th after the ranking after heats. Puck Gubbles, 28th. Dylan Visser, 26th. Bram Plomp up to 24th from 35th on the grid. But Jaden Teen still hanging on to that race lead. Slight bit of an adjustment to the radiator flap. Can then also determine how much air goes into the radiator, thereby helping to control the temperatures on the Rotax Max Evo 2 engine on the right-hand side of him. And also the fact there's no sort of traditional coolant, it's water that also helps to cool the chassis. Not the chassis, the engine, my apologies. But the top 10 rounded out by Krik Knurren in the 312, covered by just under 4 seconds. I don't think Devian Host's hunting days, his hunting escapade here today has been completed yet. I'm keeping an eye on the lap times. Lawrence Herbeau's fastest lap of the race, 55.176. And he's currently chasing down Sverre Ubben for good measure. Actually, scrap that. Sverre Ubben has just been passed by Lawrence Herbeau's for 4th. But again, when you have got 2 drivers at the sharp end in senior Rotax, it's a guessing game. Who's going to blink first? Who is going to make the move count when it matters the most? Well, at the minute, I couldn't tell you who it would be. Would it be Jaden Teen? Would it be Vic Stevens that makes the move? Difficult to say. I'm not a psychic, nor would I want to be. This is what I love about motorsport. This is what I love about karting. You get that unpredictability phase that sometimes will creep in at the beginning of a race, and sometimes it will creep in at a point where you least expect it. Tommy van der Sooy now up to P16 from 26 on the grid, and has just set the new fastest lap of the race, 54.857. Can van der Sooy find his way into the top 10 by the checkered? The only person that can answer that question is Tommy himself. So top 18 covered by 8.8 seconds from transponder to transponder. And now as I say that, Vic Stevens has retaken the lead on lap number 8 as we now complete said lap. So Stevens, Teen, Herbos, Ubben, Heiner, Loet, Jonkers, Klausman, Storder and Koch round out the top 10. Knoren, Van Hees, Falk, Verheyen, Altleichner, Van der Stroys, Schoens, Van Kerkhoffen, Rust and Koch also round out the top 20. Bram Plomp rounds out the top 30. As, oh, drama. That's possibly that might be the chain gone on the 378. Oh, dearie, dearie me. And that was Felipe Falk who was running 13th. Oh, dear. Yeah, that cart's not going anywhere. That looks like the chain's gone. It's either come loose or gone off the cart completely. With Tommy van der Soys, the cart actually became debris, the chain actually became debris on the circuit. Now with 4.5 minutes to go. And, well, with that retirement, Van der Stoys is now in the top 15. But Jaden Teen still trying to close on in on Vic Stevens. The gap between them was 0.2 of a second last time around after 9 laps. We're on lap 10. Third place still very much hot under the collar because Sverre Ubben has overtaken Lawrence Herbos. Mitch Hainert still waiting the wings in 5th. Boloet and Ollie Jonkers both have gained 3 and 6 positions respectively to round out the top 7. And, oh, well, under investigation. Devian Hust, number 345, leaving the track and gaining an advantage. And that's just come up on the live timing. So Taicho Mink, non-starter. Jort van Wijk out at in the stretch between turns 2 and 3 on the opening lap. Felipe Falk out on lap 8. More than likely drivetrain related. Soon as that chain goes off the sprocket or exits off the cart completely, and then you've got no drive whatsoever. Van der Stroy now 14th. 3 minutes to go, plus 2 laps. 5-way scrap for the final step on the podium. Led by Sverre Ubben in the 344. With Herbos, Hainert, Loet, Jonkers. Very much there or thereabouts. Julian Klausman might get an opportunity to close on in, but with time fast running out, it won't be on the 373 side. As Klausman currently sits in 8th position. Oh, Devian Foster's just retired, I think. Oh, after what was such a promising start. And now on lap 9, the 345 looks to be having an early finish to the race weekend. Dylan Visser now gets up to 20th position ahead of Colombia's Martin Herrera. Herrera from the same nation that has seen the likes of Juan Pablo Montoya and Tatiana Calderon race and proudly support and proudly represent their nation in motorsport. Montoya, Formula One, IndyCar, World Endurance Championship. Calderon, single-seaters, FIA F3 Europe, F2, and quite recently raced in GTD at the Rolex 24 at Daytona in January. Jaden Teen still keeping Vic Stevens guessing. And we're coming down to the last 90 seconds, plus 2 laps of the race meeting. It's all about what happens now. As I said, it's about who blinks. When we get to what will be effectively 3 laps to go very shortly, might even be 4, you never know. 1 minute 5 as they come into turn 12, and they're running at a 54.8. So that's going to be now 3 more laps, effectively. Might be 4. Might be 4 because both drivers, 54.860 for Stevens, For Teen, it was 54.833. Lawrence Herboz has dropped down to 6 behind Mitch Haynett and Boluet. So Sverre Ubben has got about a second and a half between himself and Mitch Haynett for the final step on the rostrum, provisionally. So this will be very crucial as to what happens now. 15 seconds on the timer. This is going to be close to the wire. Four seconds to go when they cross the line. 3 laps to go. We're on to lap 15 out of 17. And Jaden Teen is still there waiting. Waiting for the right moment. But then it's about how Stevens responds and reacts and puts on the defence that's required at the right place at the right time. It'll either be down at turn 7, it'll either be down at turn 2. But then there's also a surprise that can sometimes end up in the mix. Like, say, outside at turn 10, inside at turn 9, turn 8 if somebody runs wide. So the timer has now officially expired. We go on to the penultimate lap of not just the Senior Rotax Top 36 final, but the penultimate lap of the race meeting. Jaden Teen got very close under braking to the back of Vic Stevens. And now Stevens is starting to defend. Jaden Teen is starting to give him the hurry up, trying to put on an unforced error for the 327. Bit of a swing wide into turn 6 onto the Europalan from Jaden Teen to carry the momentum through. And he's basically saying to Stevens, come on, race me, stop defending. And Teen is now starting to get a little bit more adventurous, and he gets through to take the race lead. Through at turn 8. Jaden Teen put the pressure down at the right point at the right time, and then looked at the right-hand side of himself and thought, oh, Vic Stevens is not there. Vic was straight away to his left-hand side, but we're going to go on to the final 1.36 kilometres of the race meeting. And Vic Stevens gets up the inside through the final corner. Will take us on to the final lap in the race lead. Sverre Ubben has been closing as this has been transpiring. Through into turn 2. Jaden Teen trying to get through, and he does. Vic Stevens runs a little bit wide out of turn 2, and that has given Jaden Teen the opportunity he needed, that he wanted. Now we're going to be halfway through the final lap. Lap 17 out of 17 in the Senior Rotax Top 36 final. Jaden Teen leading Vic Stevens. Sverre Ubben on course to be comfortable with a top 3 finish to start the season in this championship the right way. Another look over the shoulder. The right-hand side one from Jaden Teen. Through turn 10. Through turn 11. When all the smoke has cleared, there can only be one winner, and winning the top 36 final in Senior Rotax out of the final corner, it's Jaden Teen in the 3:59 that wins by just over 0.4 of a second. Ahead of Vic Stevens, Sverre Ubben from GKS Lemons Power brings home a podium on home soil in the 3:44. Lawrence Herboz takes 4th ahead of Boluet, with Ollie Yonkers completing the top 6. Julian Klausman, Robbie Stodder, Mitch Haynett, and Tommy van der Stroys from 26 on the grid in the final gets to 10th place at the checkered, and also puts the fastest lap of the race in the pocket to boot. Sebastian Koch, Benjamin Van Hees, Krik Noren, Ruben Verheyen, Jori Schoens round out the top 15. Great debut in the Chrono Karting Dutch Championship for Poland's David Outlechner, 16th overall. Vincent van Kerkhoven, Wouter Polle, Milan Koch, Martin Herrera from Colombia ran at the top 20 with Dylan Visser, Lars Venink, Luca Brima, Pat Gabels, Dylan Hummel, Scott Westhovens, Bram Plomp, Flynn Fitters, Neil Hendricks, Ralph van der Pavert, Wout Kirstens and Mika van der Pavert. Great to see both brothers out after that turn 2, lap 1 incident to take the checkered. Lap 9, we saw Devian Hoss retire with Felipe Falk out with technical dramas on lap 8 at the Europalan, with Jort van Wyk taken out on lap 1 through that multi-cart incident, and Taicho Mink a non-starter.